Very good evening, dear friends. This program is meant for the students of PG course in IBC, College of Law, Usmania University. And then earlier I have covered 4 important judgments of the Supreme Court. And then few of the judgments today I will cover and close down our session. Friends, in continuation, I take up today another important judgment of the Supreme Court given in Pioneer Urban Land and Infrastructure Limited and another versus Union of India and others. Writ petition civil number 43 of 2019 and others. A bunch of writ petitions have been filed here, and then the judgment was delivered on August 9, 2019. August 9, 2019. This is really a very landmark judgment, and a large number of writ petitions have been filed in the Supreme Court challenging the constitutional validity of the amendments brought therein to the IBC. Pursuant to a report prepared by the Insolvency Committee dated 26 March 2018, which is referred to as the Insolvency Committee report. And then the amendments so made deem allottees of real estate projects to be financial creditors so that they may trigger the code under section 7 thereof instead of 9. Again, is the real estate developer. In addition, being financial creditors, they are entitled to be represented in the COC, Committee of Creditors, by authorized representatives also. And in this regard, the amendments were brought, and then a facility has been given to the home buyers, basically. That is, people involved in real estate projects. Actually, the real estate projects are concerned, some corporate entities went in for liquidation and then CIRP, and it has created a very big problem. So, the question came as to home buyers whether could be taken under the category of financial creditors. As you know, if it's financial creditors, then they will have a say and edge over the operational creditors. So here home buyers have to be given succor. Otherwise, they have to go to only the consumer forum. But once CIRP process is started, then again it will lead to complications and multiplicity of litigation and conflict of orders, judgments between NCLT, NCLAT, and then the consumer forum. So this is where this particular amendment has come. And the Supreme Court has very elaborately dealt with this subject pioneer cases. And then it has come to a conclusion that the Amendment Act to the Code does not infringe Articles 14, 19(1)(g) read with Article 19(6) or 300A of the Constitution of India. And further, the RERA, the Real Estate Act now, which is having very good significance, is to be read harmoniously with the code. Harmonious construction has been made as amended by the Amendment Act. And then section 58F, as it originally appeared in the code, being a residuary provision, always subsumed within allottees of flats apartment. The explanation together with the deeming fiction added by the Amendment Act is only clarificatory of this position in law. So at this juncture, a postscript has been given by the Supreme Court saying that the court has been informed that most of the states and union territories have established appointed adjudicating officers, the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, as well as the Appellate Tribunal as under the RERA. And despite the fact that 1st May 2017 has long gone, some recalcitrant states and union territories have yet to do the needful. So the Supreme Court directed that in those states in which the needful has not been done, in that only interim or no adjudicating officer, real estate regulatory authority and or appellate tribunal have been appointed, established. Such states, union territories are directed to appoint permanent adjudicating officers. A real estate regulatory authority and appellate tribunal within period of 3 months from the date of this judgment. Copies of this judgment be sent to the chief secretaries. And further, Supreme Court observed, given the declaration of the constitutional validity of the Amendment Act, it is absolutely necessary that the NCLT and NCLAT are manned with sufficient members to deal with litigation that may arise under the code generally and from the real estate sector in particular. For this purpose, an affidavit be filed by the Union of India within 3 months from today as to the steps taken in this behalf. Then all the writ petitions and the civil appeals are disposed of in the light of this judgment upholding the amendments. And this has become a very landmark judgment, dear friends, that one should go through. And then there are various other connected judgments. It is difficult to go through all the facts at this stage. What I'll suggest is that I will give the references and then I request you to take necessary care and then download and then read. Friends, now the second judgment today is the ArcelorMittal India Private Limited versus Satish Kumar Gupta and others. Civil appeal number 9402-9405 of 2018. And then this particular judgment is dated and this particular judgment pertains to various issues under the section 29A and then other related provisions. The next judgment is Satish Kumar Gupta and others, K. Kishan. Sorry. The other one is, the first one I told you is ArcelorMittal India Private Limited versus Satish Kumar Gupta and others. Now this judgment is K. Kishan versus Messrs. Vijay Nirman Company Private Limited, writ petition civil number 950 of 2017 and other particular writ petitions, bunch of writ petitions thereon. And then this is dated 14th August 2018. Mostly they are all on the constitutionality as well as the powers. So there is no need to repeat again and again all these things. Only thing is, as a matter of abundant precaution, these judgments you can download and then you can study, so that would be of great help to you in understanding these particular 10-15 judgments pertaining to this particular IBC. Then the third judgment, this is fourth judgment, is of Supreme Court only, Macquarie Bank Limited versus Shilpi Cable Technologies Limited with civil appeal number 15481 of 17. And then, as I told you, these are all the similarities which you can go through and then update yourself. This is dated December 15, 2017. Another important judgment, Messrs. Surendra Trading Company versus Messrs. Jugilal Kamlapat Jute Mills Company Limited and others. This is also judgment of Supreme Court. And then the civil appeal number 15091-15091 of 2017. And then this particular judgment was dated 11th December 2017. Just wait. And then just wait. Yes. And then you can also take a reference of civil appeal 8400 of 2017. And then, friends, another important judgment is of Delhi High Court, Virendra Kumar Jain versus Allumate India Private Limited, RFA number 153 of 2004, and this is also an important judgment dated March 2, 2012. Then, with regard to the powers of the tribunals, a general judgment of the Supreme Court reported in 1980 supplement SCC 420. 1980 supplement SCC 420. Greenlace Bank Limited versus Central Government Industrial Tribunals and others. This is the reported judgment, of course. And then there is another important judgment, 2005 13 SCC 777. Kapra Mazdoor Ekta Union versus Birla Cotton Spinning and Weaving Mills Limited and another. Then friends, I request you to download these particular judgments and then go through meticulously, get yourself acquainted well. Now in the examination point of view, I have dealt with CIRP. I told you on the day one in the classroom, you must know thoroughly the definition part. So for that reason, up to section 32 and apart from that fast track CIRP, that is also separately dealt with, I told you, which is very important. So you have to concentrate on the definition part, then these provisions which I discussed under 1 to 32 plus the fast track CIRP process also. So definitions cannot be ignored. At what stage the definitions will come, we can't imagine. So operational creditor, financial creditor, and then all the definitions must be acquainted with in all papers. Then you must also get familiarized with the important case law which I discussed, first 4 plus 1, 5, and some of the supplementaries which I gave today. Apart from that, the fast track CIRP process. And you know the model, already model has been circulated as previous papers. I request you to thoroughly prepare on this basis. With this, whatever residue subjects left off after the syllabus has been completed. And I wish you all a very happy time, healthy time, and with absolute health and good preparation. Please write your exams and everybody should come out with distinction. That is what I want all my students. Nobody should be left behind. Everyone must come out with a distinction. I hope I give that promise to me for the efforts I have made to reach you now in this particular critical state. You say, in fact, you must convey thanks to Usmania University authorities, the registrar, the Vice Chancellor, and then our Principal Madam, and the Head, Dean, Chairman Board of Studies, who are all instrumental in making this a program for you and then make it a grand success so that residue subjects which were not dealt with because of this lockout have been now completed. So thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Goodbye. Bye-bye.